All right, thank you, everybody. Did we get it on through the line? Last couple people through the line. Okay, thank you all for all being here. I'm going to let Don get us started.
Good morning. I guess all y'all are happy you're getting paid 2 hours for sitting out here listening to all this. I want to welcome y'all to the first week of Bailey Town Hall. We've done all kinds of things like this before, but never had a whole 180 employees in one spot. This is just to thank y'all for what you do. We can sit here and bid jobs and get jobs, but if we don't have the personnel that cares and goes out and builds the job, we're not a company. And y'all are the ones that do the work. We really appreciate the work y'all do. Just to tell you a little bit of how good a job y'all do, I got our EMR yesterday, which that's our work comp rate, and for last year it's 0.63. The average is 1. So most of these contractors are paying $1 for workers' comp, we're paying 63 cents. That's because y'all work safe and y'all pay attention to each other, and we want y'all to keep working safe and pay attention to each other because it gives us a competitive advantage. It gets y'all more work, and in the end we get that money back. And that can come Christmas time or Thanksgiving, that's money in y'all's pocket. So we really appreciate it. Next week is Work Zone Safety Week nationwide. Our celebration is going to be on our job at Jacksonville. The Highway Department chose us to host it. I'm going to have a small people start. I'm going to just sit back and listen to the Highway Department. But they chose it because of the job y'all do. Y'all work safe. The Highway Department people tell me when Weaver Bailey gets a job, everybody's happy because they know it's going to be done right, it's going to be done on time, it's going to be done safe. And that's y'all. That is not us. So we just want to thank y'all for the job that everybody does and working together and keeping an eye out for each other. Every 3 days there's a fatality on a work site somewhere, in a construction zone, on a highway. That's over 100 a year. We don't want to be in that statistic. We want y'all to take care of each other, to watch out, and to do your jobs like you've been doing. So thank y'all for what y'all do for Weaver Bailey. And like I said, without y'all, we're not even a company. So thank y'all.
Morning, everyone. I wanted just to go ahead and kick off before getting into anything. Piggyback off what Don said. Just thank you guys so much. All the hard work day in and day out. What I will say, we've said this a lot, talking with Jonathan and others as well. We really appreciate all that you do, and the one thing that we don't do near enough is say thank you. So it means a lot. All the hard work does not go unnoticed. We're going to talk about a couple things going through this presentation quickly, but I want to talk about a couple of things that really show that. But really appreciate all that you guys do, and we're going to make a conscious effort this year to continue doing more and more of that, showing our gratitude. So thank you all. One thing that I want to mention before we get started, I'm going to give a round of applause to Scott and Dane, who have done a heck of a job putting this thing on, especially for the first year. So just real quick. Like Don said, this is the first one I know since I've been here, but I think it's been a long time, maybe ever, of doing the town hall. And so real quick, I just want to hit on just why we're here. I'm sure a lot of you guys, I know we have some awards and that's exciting, but there's some other things that we want to talk about as well. So one is communication. I was going to say the reason we're here, it's our #1 comment that we get every single year. You guys make all these decisions or talk stuff, in office or at different meetings. It never gets, communicated to everyone. And so that's one reason why we're here, one of the main reasons. And we hear you, we want to address it. And the key piece is, in order for us to be successful, we've got to operate as one unit, one team focused on the same goals. And so that's what we really want to kind of centralize on this. Number 2 is transparency. Again, we're not hiding anything. We want you guys to know where we want to be in 10 years, what our goals are for 2025. where we're going, financially. We're gonna talk a little bit about the revenue and billings that we've done. So we're not trying to hide anything. We want to be transparent and make sure everybody knows what we're looking at and what we're working on, because it's you guys doing the work, and y'all do a heck of a job. So, and then the last thing, I know Andy will be excited about this, celebrate some successes. Let's give some awards out. As he said, is there money involved? So, I mean, we may have some of that. So that's a huge deal. Seriously, we don't celebrate our wins enough. That's a big piece of why we're here. So excited to do that too. So real quick on the
Is the blazer in the drawing? They're giving that by grant.
I'll just keep moving. So the next one's just the agenda. Just want to touch base real quick. We got welcome introductions. Jonathan Foster's going to talk for a little bit on reflecting on just some of our achievements. Like I said, celebrate the wins. I'm going to talk just a little bit about where we're going. So kind of, like I said, transparency, key pieces here, where we're going, how we're going to get there. And then very excited to welcome Mike Rogers, the Chief Workforce Officer for the state, come up here and speak to us as our keynote speaker. He's done great work. I'll let Don introduce him here in a little bit. And then the fun stuff as well, the awards and recognition. We got a lot of awards. We got some raffle prizes. You can say, hey, Mark, get out of there. So we got a few trying to go get some awards already. So on this next, go ahead. So our mission statement, for those of you that have been in meetings, we always start and end our meetings with the mission statement. Incredibly important. And as I was looking at this, it's not just the statement. Let me back up. On this mission statement, we've tried to shorten it. I'm going to say that. Trust me. We talk about it all the time. But really, when we step back, it's really what we feel like defines who we are as a company and where we're going. So, Andy, I'm not going to ask you. You want to say it? I'm just kidding. I'll do it. K2, I was going to call you out as well. To make a positive difference in the lives of our people, customers, and community by delivering the highest quality construction solutions. So, number one thing, I know we always recite that, but we hear people over and over again that have not heard the mission statement. So again, communication, that's what we want to talk about. So, just really, really important for us. The next one, we want to talk about our core values. So we spent a lot of time on this, we've gone back and forth. Some of these we've had, especially quality, integrity, we've had those for a long time. So this was not a difficult process. But the key piece for us was really narrowing down to the 5 core values that define who we are. And we spent a ton of time with that. So safety is number 1. There's no question about it. We're going to talk about it a lot. Don's already mentioned it. We'll care for each other and we'll do everything in our power to keep each other safe. Hopefully you guys feel that. This team feels that. It's incredibly important. And obviously you do, because it does show through the EMR. Teamwork, we work better together. So when we thrive when we include and respect each other. So key piece, integrity. At the end of the day, that really defines our character. We do what is right when no one's looking, in the simplest of terms. And then quality. I mean, we're all about quality. Our customers, we want to exceed our customers' expectations. You guys do this day in and day out. And innovation. So this was kind of what I'd say the one that we added a little bit on. We strive to identify better means and methods. You guys, again, do this each and every day, but it's so critical to our success to always be looking at ways to do things more effectively and efficiently. And you guys do that, and that's a core value within our company. I'll give Judd some credit too. So to remember this, we just had a meeting this morning, still had people not quite remembering what all the core values are, but sticky. So hopefully it sticks with you. Judd gave us that tip there, so that's why that's bolded. So hopefully something to help you remember. Turn over to Jonathan to talk on some achievements.
What's up, guys? How are y'all doing today? Just a couple things. I'm really honored to be up here to talk about successes of Weaver Bailey. We built a lot of cool projects. You guys have have done a lot of good work, and so I just appreciate it. I've been here not as long as many of you guys in this room, and just honored to be up here talking about that. Had no idea how to work this thing. Here we go. So in this room, we have excellent leadership. We got generational leadership. So there's guys in this room who possess just through the generations, been here through the generations. You guys know the way, seen the way, and show the way, right? And I just appreciate that, and we all look up to you. Next, we got seasoned veterans here as well. We got guys that just we rely on you guys every day. You guys are a good team player, and we appreciate that. And third, I think we got some young talent in the room. You guys are eager to get out there and work and learn from these, generational leaders, these guys who've been here and done it before, and I really appreciate that. We also got, I think we're dedicated to eager to learn. You guys have shown that you want to try new things, and I appreciate that. We're kind of hitting the threshold of trying to do new things all the time. We got new softwares, we have new technology, we got just new equipment in general. You guys do a great job of just bumping the threshold of trying new things. I think as a company, we value quality. You guys, I think that's something that we can hang our hat on, and you guys can hang your hat on. I think the highway department looks at that, the airport looks at that. We get work because of the quality that you do, and we appreciate that. I think also that you guys are adaptable. A lot of the work that we do is not the same every day. You guys, find a way to do it. You guys come up with new ways. And when we're dealing with traffic every day, you guys have a lot of obstacles in your way, and you guys are, like everybody said, you guys work safe, but you guys are also really adaptable and actually the type of work that we do. So congrats to you guys. I appreciate it. So we also have a great team. I think here at Weaver Bailey, when I think about that, I feel like we have a lot of can-do attitudes in the room. Like I said, we're adaptable, but you guys basically get the job done no matter what. And I think that's kind of the secret sauce of Weaver Bailey. You guys basically, whatever it takes to get it done, and you guys get it done. So I appreciate that. Some of the things I wanted to talk about is just some of the past projects, but so you guys know them well. There's a lot more of the projects than these over the years. It's just kind of our first town hall, so we just kind of lumped some of the projects into, not all of these were last year, but a lot of cool projects that we've done. Even on this banner, we got 43630 in Donaghy here in Conway, but up on the screen we got West Memphis. It was the first large roller compacted concrete paving job in the state as far as a parking lot. We had a lot of new faces that were over there, and you guys worked as a team. We had, four different crews over there. We had, Ray's crew, we had Ray's, Weedower's crew, we had Sergio's crew, we had Jimmy's crew, and even more. So you guys worked as a team, got it done, and it was a successful project. So hopefully there's more to come on that in the state. The next project was JP Wright Loop. You guys, every panel that you guys put up over there was, meticulously, making sure it was plumb, making sure it was, quality. It was one of the first MSC projects, MSC wall projects that I know of that we did for Weaver Bailey. So it was another first. So for Weaver Bailey, not that it was the first wall that we put up, but it was the first major overpass that we did. So a lot of firsts there. Taxiway Charlie, it was something that was, in my mind, that was just a project that was just a precision project, basically, in my mind. We deal with a lot of flat grades, a lot of projects that have to be really precise, and you guys do quality work and you pay attention to detail. So you guys collaborated together and did very well at that one as well. And we also had Lonsdale, Tiger Mountain, soil stabilization, just when you get plugged to concrete, there's going to be a lot of failing asphalt across the state. And hopefully we get to rubbleize it and churn some cement in it and mix it up and compact it back down. So appreciate it. It was a very well successful project for us, and I think there'll be more of that in years to come. Just operational improvements that we've seen, and I think that we're going to, not only this past year, but over the years, we've seen just better alignment between the crews, better communications, just amongst yourselves. I know there's a lot of change, there's a lot of moving parts. It's really complicated on just, again, working out of traffic, not only in traffic, but dealing with, people in the hot summertime, and you guys do an incredible job. We also, you've been just the technologies that we're using. We're using a lot of new software, tracking man hours, and trying to see how that compares to our estimate. You guys have really gotten down in the weeds on heavy job and tracking the productions and making sure that we're getting paid for each of the pay items. And then we also invested a lot of money not only in our equipment machines, but also in the survey equipment on those machines. And you guys have been adaptable again and went alongside Jason and his team and trying new things with drones. And just really appreciate all that you do. And there's a lot more to come, and just appreciate your hard work. Just give yourselves an applaud right now. You all
I'm back. Yeah, I can't say it enough. Again, just reiterate what Foster has said. I mean, you guys do an awesome job. Those are just a few of the projects. It was really hard to fit it on one slide. We got so much content, and I know we want to get to awards as well. But those were some of the highlights. What we want to do is continue to highlight those projects that were completed. Just want to talk real quick. I think these numbers were pretty staggering, so I give Scott some credit putting all this together, and obviously being involved with this. But people first. In 2023, we hired 116 people. In 24, we've hired 95 people. Now, obviously, you have some turnover there, but I want to show those numbers because that's why we're up here. That's why we want to make sure that we're communicating and we're transparent. With that many people coming into the company, it's hard to keep the culture strong. But you guys have done an amazing job with that. We hired the right people, spending the extra time on the front end. I hired the right people in, put them in the right seats, and that's why we've made this thing successful. You guys have made this successful. So I just want to say thanks from that standpoint. That is a lot. That's a lot going on. I won't touch on this too much, but the pre-apprenticeship, we have a program, thanks to Zach Sloan and ACEF, partnered with it. It's going to create a pipeline for us having new employees coming into the market. These are high school students graduating actually next month. And so they've been here for a year learning about Weaver Bailey, learning about heavy highway, and all of it. And then we got 7 of them that are ready to enter the workforce. So it's exciting. There's a lot of work to go on that, but it's a great start. And then we have the EAP benefit program. Just want to put that out there. I know Scott's mentioned that quite a bit, but it's a huge ad for us. Hopefully you guys feel you know how much we care about each and every one of you. That's just one of the ways we're trying to show that and make sure we're supporting everybody here. On these, real quick, we're going to do turnover. Our goal here, turnover below 25%. We want to hire the right people, put them in the right seat, and make sure that we're retaining everybody. So we do a lot of work on the front end. That's a testament to Scott and you guys spending the extra time on the front end to find the right people. We're going to have more events. And we're going to do more employee recognition. So that's something we've lacked. We're going to really focus on that for the year. Safety first, can't leave. Mark, John, I can't leave you guys out on this one. Don already hit it on a little bit. And my number here is wrong, I guess. Don just informed me of that right before. So it's EMR of 0.63, but safety is our number one core value. Our number one goal is to make sure each and every one of you goes home safely every single night. We stress that. I know sometimes there's comments about safety and are we too lax and stuff. That is going to be a focus for this year, and that is not the case. I want you to know that. We care immensely about all of your safety. The EMR, like Don already hit, so I won't talk on that. It's a huge cost savings, but most importantly, it just shows how safely we work. So it gets us future work. It's just a testament. It pairs right along with the quality as well. 25 goals, talking with Mark and John. Two main things that we're going to try to push. It's daily safety meetings. It's not just for operations and making sure we know where we're going, but two, is to really analyze what the hazards are each and every day. So just think about it on the front end. So that's going to be pushed a lot more this year. We think it's the right way to go, but trying to simplify what the safety goals are. It's just focus on that. The other one I really want to stress is accountability. If you see something, say something. If somebody's doing something unsafe, I want you guys to all feel empowered to make that, stop, make a comment. It's the only way that we're going to be able to continue our success from a safety standpoint. Let's hold each other accountable, and it goes for everybody in the company. So, where we're headed, I think this is incredibly important. We spend a lot of time every year on the planning sessions. You guys hear about that, and us spending having some of these meetings, but we kind of stepped back this year. We're challenged from a consultant, just, hey, what does Weaver Bailey look like in 10 years? What are some attributes you want to have? And it was pretty easy to fire these off because it's not changing a whole lot about where we are, but there's a little bit changing on just how we get there. We want to be the top heavy highway contractor in Arkansas. There's no doubt about it. So an industry leader. We don't want to lose sight of our family-oriented culture. It's probably the number one feedback that we get from each and every one of you. We're a family business. It's incredibly important to involve the family. I'll talk on the Travs game in just a second, but stuff like that, we've got to involve the family more. We're not going to lose sight of that. I think we all want to be financially sound, so we want to be financially healthy, so we can have long-term sustainability, and then also the opportunity to grow when the opportunity presents itself. So we're constantly looking at that. Continuous improvement, innovations. You guys do this, but we want to continue being innovative, trying new things, maybe looking at different markets, but constantly looking at better ways to be efficient and effective. One of quality and excellence is number one. We always want to maintain our quality and exceed our clients' expectations. We want to develop our employees. That's a big focus for this year. We want to make sure that we always focus on y'all's development, defining career paths, showing you what opportunities there are at Weaver Bailey and where you can go, because there are a lot of them. And community engagement. We cannot forget about how, it's in our mission statement. We're here for our community. We want to make sure that we're doing more outreach. And in 10 years as a company, that's what we want to look at. And you laugh at me at 10 years, because I laughed when they asked us to do that. It's kind of interesting though, because like I said, nothing changes all that much in 10 years, or nothing changes about where we want to be in 10 years. Again, just how we get there. But it helps us align on the goals. I thought this was great. We've never really shown financial information company-wide, so this is kind of transparency here, but from a billing standpoint, this is a testament to all y'all's hard work, and it's interesting to put it on a chart. 2020, 21, 22, we did it in between right around $24, $25 million in billable work. It was impressive because you guys were able to operate efficient and effective and keep us afloat as we were trying to pick up some other jobs. In 22, we've got more work, obviously, towards the back half of 22, and in 23, you can see we did over 60. So you know, in 23, that was a record year for Weaver Bailey. Before that was 45 million. So that was an outstanding year. Again, didn't celebrate the successes as much, but we're going to change that. And in 24, our mantra in 24, we knew with the schedules and all the workload that we had, there was a chance to hit $100 million. I can't tell you how proud I am that we did that. That's a huge accomplishment, and we did it north of 100 million last year, with the hope that this year we can do the same. So take just a second. I mean, seriously, I appreciate it. So again, trying to be transparent. Want to show you where we're at. We're not hiding anything. We talk about billings all the time, but that's a testament to hard work. My last slide. mantra for the year, I told you, it was road to 124, of which, again, we didn't communicate as well as we could have. And 25 is control your controllables. It's not the sexiest comment, you know, or mantra that we could come up with, but really think it's at the core of what we're trying to do. And it's these 3 goals. Number 1, like I mentioned, you know, let me step back. 10-year vision, we try to back it into, okay, what can we do this year to make sure that we achieve that 10-year vision? So develop and train teams, and we're going to focus on the foreman. We've started implementing some of these. That is not just to isolate only foremen are going to get trained, but training and development is it's such a broad area to work on, so we've got to start somewhere. So we're focusing on the foreman, and we're focusing on tactical skill sets and soft skills. So you're going to see a lot more leadership training. But we have to invest in that, in our training of everyone. The other piece is laying out some career paths, like I mentioned. We're going to have some of those defined so that you guys know where the opportunities are. Number 2 is data-driven decisions. Jonathan talked on this just a little bit too. We're defining some metrics. The one that probably most commonly relates would just be production. So units per man hour is going to be one that we're focused on. Just really trying to work smarter. We get so much data you guys do each and every day entering in heavy job. You guys think that we throw it out or, you know, what we do with it, but that data is used every day for bidding purposes on new jobs, where we're at currently on our projects. We're going to do a better job of communicating that. Number 3, this is not, definitely not last in my book, but people and family first. Again, the comment over and over and over again is how much family means, how much the employees mean. We're in the people business. We just happen to do construction. And so this year you're going to see a lot of new things, more recognition. I know a bunch of you guys want to get up here and get on stage. I don't just particularly love it myself, but what I will say, it's important to be publicly recognized, and we're going to do a lot better job at that. More cookouts, more burgers, dogs, whatever you guys want as far as us cooking. We're going to do a lot of cookouts. And then one thing I'm very excited about is we're going to do a family day in addition to our travelers game. And try to have everyone out here, show more of what we do, who we are as a company, and want everybody involved. So more to come on that, but definitely exciting for us to move in that direction. And then plug again, Arkansas Travelers game, everybody invited, as many tickets as you guys need. It's next Friday, the 25th. So we always end every one of our meetings with our mission statement. So to make a positive difference in the lives of our people, customers, and community by delivering the highest quality construction solutions. And our core values, don't want you to forget those. So sticky. Safety, teamwork, integrity, quality, and innovation. And we had to put Ricky up here. Thank you all. We're going to get into, so moving to some awards. Y'all ready? No? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the worst. I got Don coming up here. We're going keynote and we're going to awards. What am I doing? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to just thank y'all again. It makes me so proud. I got out of college in 1981 and we did like $3 million worth of work that year. We probably had 25 employees. Tommy's sitting there and Woody and some of those that were there. And, you can't drive around Central Arkansas for 10 minutes without going by a job that we had either built ourselves or had something to do with. So it makes you so proud. We're tearing out things now that we built. So that makes you just unbelievably proud. But my job right now is to introduce Mike Rogers, and I was supposed to have a title, but I didn't get it. But I've known Mike for a few years now, and he is the Chief Workforce Development Officer for the state of Arkansas. He was appointed by Sarah Huckabee. He came from Tyson Foods, where he was doing an excellent job. Before that, he was an ag teacher at Siloam Springs. So his original job in life was to make mush brains into solid brains. So he understands training immensely. And I won't take any longer, but Mike Rogers, he's going to be helping us on apprenticeship. Thank you.
It said safety first, so I gotta make a little bit of space for myself. I'm looking out here and imagining how many different types of placement that each of you guys are in life. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, and I know the bachelor guys won't raise their hand, but who's just had a new baby in the last year, the last 3 months in your family? Who are you? A new child, wow. Who's got more than 3 kids? Who's got more than 5 kids? You guys need to go back to work. Who's been married more than, we'll start with the 10-year mark. Who's been married 10 years to the same person? All right, let's double that to 20. Who are you? 40? 50? Oh, wow, okay. Who just paid off their house? Who just bought one? You know, when I look at workforce, I don't like suits and ties making decisions about working folks. They got candy hands, they don't know how to sweat, they can't do nothing. It's wrong in Arkansas. I'm impressed on you. Went all the way back to my ag teaching years. Out with my first 20 though, I spent in the trades. Industrial maintenance and hydrous ammonia refrigeration, and I used to have a goal of working 100 hours a week. I love building, making, creating things. What most companies won't do or say or talk about, especially in state government, is our Creator has made you for a purpose. He has made you to find satisfaction in your work, to appreciate the competency of your hands, to have an insatiable desire to learn something. It's not always legal, moral, and ethical, but when you can harness that into making a sustainable future for your families, your generations, the grandkids, and the legacy, the things that have made Weaver Bailey who you are. I mean, it's amazing just to find out that 2 brother-in-laws got along well enough to start a company in the 60s, and it's still going. Incredible. And to realize the impact, the difference. So who in the room doesn't go buy a piece of property where there was a green field never been done before, or an old updated road, or maybe drainage and project you've driven by, who has never told your family, I worked on that project? Isn't there a pride in what you do that very few people get? So I can't read the bottom of the young man's shirt back here, but it says, my opinion offended you. As a question mark. What is, yell at me, what does the bottom say? I can't see it.
You should hear what I keep to myself.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. My goal is to fit everybody in the room at some point, because I've got some radical opinions. First radical opinion, it is okay to have your name on your shirt. It is okay to have calluses on your hands and to go to your kids' ball games and activities dirty. It is okay to be able to work and push through. I see something wrong in our culture. It's not a workforce problem. The problem is people don't know how to work. They can't put their phone down. They can't pay attention. They can't be on task. They can't do things safe. They're so self-centered. All they want to do is personally gratify themselves to the point where they can't get nothing done, and they're selfish. We are raising a generation of people that don't know the phrase muy machismo. They don't know what a man looks like. They don't understand how the dignity and the respect of either gender doing a job that might be non-traditional for them, but they are the best at it. We don't realize how to get to the point where it's okay to promote the trades, but I'm imagining whenever I was in high school, I was considered less than because I wasn't super academic. I didn't test well, I didn't necessarily read well, I didn't speak well, but I could compensate because I could do something other people knew how to do, but they couldn't do it. I couldn't always show that I knew it, but I could have the results. And what bothers me about some of the things I see in education and in workforce and in Arkansas and across the nation is we have people that know how to do something, but they can't do it. And yet the people who are maybe looked down upon or less than or considered second rate, they can do the work, but they don't have to promote it. I go to the place, the first time I was at the Capitol, and I've had my name on my shirt. I'm not ashamed of that. I've had my name on my shirt for over 30 years of my careers. First time I went to the Capitol, they thought I was there to fix the air conditioner. And I said, no, but I probably can. I'm very familiar with a space like this. I probably can't do what you do. I can learn how, and I have a tremendous amount of interest in those things. my hobbies at home, be running my mini X or my skid steer, or baling hay, working the farm. Working is my therapy. Being able to go out and see something actually come out of the ground, that I've welded some fence, or I've fixed my equipment, those kinds of things should have honor, respect. And one of the things I start noticing about people, I watch people for years. So this is part of my friend's shirt back there, I haven't met yet, but the opinion side, I don't know how this is going to come across. But I remember working in the trades, and I typically did second shift because I would do two jobs. I would work during the day at one job as a teacher, and I'd go to my night job and do that job. And what I noticed was, and I'm a little cautious about saying this, but I'm going to do it anyway, that the first shift was typically a group of people from Mexico. Second shift was from El Salvador, and the first generation immigrant could not work together. I don't understand it. But somebody from Honduras, Guatemala, Puerto Rico, they could work across the shifts. But what I learned was a phrase, I'm not sure I'm going to say it right, I'm not very articulate this way, but it would always start with somebody that they would respect versus disrespect. And I learned this, and I think it's true about every culture, language, and origin. You can tell me I'm wrong. But I'd ask somebody, I said, what about this guy? And the phrase was almost always the same no matter who I'd ask. They would start with, I don't know if you caught that. They'd make that sound, shake their head, and either say one of two things. Mucho huevón. Am I wrong? Is that how you say it? And it has to start with that sound, shaking the head, and it is disrespect. This person might be clean, good looking, fit, and everything right, but he's very lazy. And no one respected that in the group that I worked with. Now maybe it's changed, I'm not sure how it is, I'm not trying to simulate my experiences to say that it's like that now. On the other side was somebody who would be maybe dirty, their demeanor wasn't necessarily attractive, but they would say, mucho trabajo, hard worker. And even though I didn't know a lot about the different languages, and I also understand that if I say one phrase in Spanish from somebody in Mexico versus one from El Salvador, I'll see how it works in this room. So I was mentonero, and I would work on traca. And I'd have someone from first shift come and say, Pito no bueno. And in one ethnicity, my horn is broken. The same language in a different ethnicity was, you just talked about part of my anatomy that works just fine, thank you. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand this Spanish because I don't even English very good. And I'm trying to figure out all these different groups, but one thing I admire, I respect, and conveys across culture is someone who can work hard, provide for their family, break cycles of intergenerational poverty, and are ready to go get something built and done. And I'm looking at a group of you. When I go to the Capitol, everybody has on suits and ties. They may have a background like you, but they don't represent you in a way that somebody needs to be able to represent. When I was working for Tyson, and it's just completely the Lord, your past makes very little sense looking forward. You'd be like, this is so random. But how many of you were sitting in a high school or junior high class learning about careers, realizing where you'd be today? Anybody 14 years old say, I know exactly what I'll be doing when I'm 40 or 50. Anybody in the room? Because there's usually a couple. But you guys took the scenic tour like I did. And you survived. All of the work, all the effort, all the things before a lot of the OSHA consultation, before a lot of EPA, before a lot of the Underwriters Laboratory, all the federal sanctions and the safety things. I can remember before PFAS, I can remember before confined space and hot work permits, and I usually conclude the statements with, and I survived. But you've had near misses, you've had situations, you've learned that experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. And you watch other people making mistakes that don't have their head on a swivel, situational awareness, of watching what's going around them. And those kinds of things. And I think we have lost so much of the respect for work and being able to build people, to recognize talent. what most companies do, and I've been very excited to hear more about Weaver Bailey, and they're not satisfied with what they're doing. It's why this is happening. It's why they got a keynote speaker, so we can set the bar low. Next time we get a better one. But you start getting to a spot where what they're realizing is it is so much easier to transfer skills than it is to transfer work ethic, integrity, honesty, respect, kind of this EQ side. But when you're in school, all you get is knowledge, but you may be a jerk. And I'm saying that as when I worked at Tyson, I was responsible for 10,000 maintenance people. And Tyson Foods maintenance was everything from automation tech to robotics to anhydrous ammonia to boiler operators, CNC operators, pit mechanics, all different parts. So all of the things in Tyson Foods, if it was broken, ultimately it was my fault. And I call that group high maintenance guys. Because a lot of times the better you get in your SME level of knowledge, the tendency to increase in pride and ego and to not want to share that information because you're afraid somebody else is going to take your job. But as you start realizing that it is imperative, today the paradigm is shifting, the grandfather clock, that pendulum is swinging the other way, you have got to invest in the people around you and below you so you can take one step forward. Every one of you should have 3 contingency plans on what your path forward is. How do I go up? How do I go over? And sometimes you may have to go backwards to go back forwards. There's so many different ways of looking at your career, but the knowledge, the transfer, whether it's in leadership and supervisory skills, or maybe it's in a whole different area where you've been out in the field for a while, you want to come in to a different area, there are probably, Don, 30 different careers represented in this room. And it's a body, it's a team. And I think that's really empowering. There is equipment that hasn't been patented. There's software that hasn't been invented. You have a customer that hasn't been born yet. And I don't know if you think about, I know you've got a lot of day-to-day responsibilities, you've got obligations, you come to work with all the things in the family, all the things in the community. Maybe it's your health, your finance relationships, and there's struggle, there's life. But I want to kind of just bring this back out to the point where Arkansas is an amazing position for workforce. I am hot and heavy chasing after career navigation, videos, branding, marketing. I want third graders to know that there are a field of construction workers, skilled tradespeople. Apprenticeship is a path to success. You can come back and get a degree. You can get a degree while you're working. I used to do this all the time. I'd have a high school senior about to graduate. I'd say, hey, what are you going to do when you graduate? I'm going to college. I'd say, wow, that's great. What are you going to major in? I don't know yet. And I would stop them right there and say, hang on a minute. That's kind of like picking your honeymoon before you know you're going to marry. There's nothing wrong with the college degree and knowledge if that's what the job and your end goal is, to get to a pay raise or a different area. But to realize that too many times people think that a degree is success or that time in a job is success. But the realization for me is that each one of you are a salesperson. Do you realize everybody in the room is selling something? You're salesmen, you're saleswomen, you're selling service, you're selling attitude, you're selling safety, you're selling behavior, you're selling results, you're selling a product and a service. You are in sales. You have an opportunity, an obligation to tell your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews about the trades. You are the best spokespeople. You cannot rely on somebody in Arkansas at the state capitol to do your job. Your job is to promote the trades and let people know that there is success found in running heavy equipment. There's success found in shooting a grade or doing a slump test. There's success found in directing traffic and setting up barricades. There's success found in building out America. There are so many opportunities that I find in Northwest Arkansas. Let me just kind of give you a breakdown of what I think that is. I call, you think about the Bible Belt in America, right there, kind of Mason-Dixon line-ish. You realize, you look at the map, that Arkansas is like the Bible Belt buckle. We are right in the center of a lot of different resources. You can be half a day to Dallas, half a day to Chicago, half a day to St. Louis, half a day to Oklahoma City. We are right in the mecca of a transportation hub. Arkansas needs to make product. Product is what sells. Product is what keeps us sustainable. Product is what drives an economy. and the state that learns how to work, how to celebrate, how to promote, and how to empower people to take one step forward and bring in a new group behind you are the states that win. There's a lot of federal grants out there. AISA is a big one. AISA is the opportunity to build roads, interstates, changeovers, and bridges. And the state that figures out workforce will get these federal dollars. Whether it's I-67 or if it's the completion of 49 or 612 that's coming through, all the different work that's happening across the state, many of your projects I see, I drive on, I'm a beneficiary of the work that's done here. But to realize that this is bigger than a job, it is about culture, it's about community, it's about our state, it's about legacy, and being able to pass down these things to your generations to come. So a couple of opinions I've learned over life, I'll tell you just a couple as I'm just randomly thinking about things. You are paid for your level of conflict. That's what the job requires, involves. I'll put two words together, see how I'm English good. But the higher your salary, the more conflict you're required to manage. So my second opinion after that is the idea that if everything you complained about on the job didn't exist, you likely wouldn't have a job. I used to maintenance guys all the time, and they complain about always having to fix stuff. And I said, well, you know, if it wasn't broke, they wouldn't need you. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Or maybe you start realizing, does anybody in the room that hasn't heard me say it before know the best place to hide? The best place to hide? I made this one up. You can tell me I'm wrong. Hide where the work is. Nobody will come find you. Get in a spot where you're cross-trained. Make yourself invaluable in your position so the one time that the regular guy doesn't show up for this job, you're able to say, I can do that. I want to do that. Seek out opportunity. Discover new paths. Look at a lifelong learning of what you can do to change your trajectory for your finance, for your family, for your legacy, for your own personal growth. You have a company. You don't have to leave to change careers here. You can find ways to promote, find ways to advance. You can pass on the things you struggled with. That's why I'm so passionate about pre-apprenticeship, apprenticeship, about the trades, and about honoring hardworking men and women, because there wasn't a lot of champions out there working for us back then that would say, it's okay to work for a living. And to realize the value that we have in this country is because of men and women that will work when it's 100 degrees outside or when it's 0 degrees outside. And they show up, and they're regular, and they're consistent. There are so few things in this world that you can rely on and count on. And I hope that one of those things that can be counted on is you. The obligations you have to everything from our Creator, to your family, to your community, to the trade, to yourself, to your company, the loyalty, that part of it is invaluable. And I'm so amazed and impressed with everybody in the room. I don't know you, but I can see just a tremendous amount of character and hard work. Your attention is unbelievable, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak here. And my last offense for some, I apologize if it is, but I'm not ashamed of the gospel. And I want to pray for you before I end. Lord, I bless you. Lord, I thank you for this time that we have on a Good Friday, because we know what's coming Sunday. Lord, for the privilege to speak to hardworking men and women. God, the people that have leaned into the calling that you have placed on their life. Lord, I will pray for anointing, for wisdom, for knowledge, for blessing, for favor, that they have safety of finance, safety of physical, safety, a spiritual sanctuary, God, where they go, they represent your kingdom. They realize that this is kingdom building work. When they're putting in infrastructure and the traffic demands of the world, God, but you have instituted work. We bless you, we thank you, as we serve a risen Savior. In the name of Jesus, I pray blessings for this group. Amen.
Amen. Thanks again, Mike. Let's give one more round of applause. Awesome. Well, now we are to the point that I think a lot of people have been waiting for. We get to give out some awards and give out some goodies. So So just for anyone that wasn't here last year, so yearly we've started doing what we call our Weaver Bailey Way Awards. So it's a way to reward hard workers in the company that exhibit our core values and our mission statement and help us be successful. So it's our way of giving back to our employees. So I'm going to ask if Don and Dane can come up front so that we can present those awards. Don? Up front, Don. So if I call your name for one of these awards, you just come up front. We've got a little plaque for you. We're going to take a picture with Don, and then you'll get an envelope with a ticket, and you can take the ticket over to our prize room, and you get to pick out a prize. And we've got some pretty sweet stuff. We've got some TVs, grills, all kinds of stuff in there. So we tried to do it right. So our first award is what we call our Weaver Bailey Way Award. This is what you would call an Employee of the Year. This is someone who exhibits all of our core values every day, brings it every day, doesn't have bad days, or if they do have bad days, they're still better than everyone else's. And I think this person is just one of the hardest workers that we have. I don't think anyone would be surprised that they're getting this award. They're one of the hardest workers I've ever seen, but they're also one of the kindest and most caring people that I've ever met on the job site. And so it's a privilege for me to recognize Marty Toddy. So our next two awards we actually added this year. It's our earthwork MVP and our concrete MVP. So we wanted to come up with some awards to kind of reward our most valuable player or most valuable team member on each of those sides of the business. So our earthwork MVP, this is someone who, again, shows up day in, day out, is a great role model, a great leader on our crew, also a great a young leader that's really showing a lot of promise for the company, and so we're hoping for lots of great years ahead for him. So our earthwork MVP this year is Zach Farr. Next award is our concrete MVP. Again, this is another one that probably won't be a surprise to a lot of you. He's been a mainstay with our concrete crew for a long time. A great leader, someone that you can always count on to get the job done, and if you need help anywhere, he's going to be there to help out. So our concrete MVP is Adrian Rodriguez. All right. Our next award is our Rising Star Award. So this is our award for our newcomer of the year. So it's someone that was hired in 2024 that's really just taken off, taken a really big initiative and really grown in that role in just a short period of time. So this is another person that's come in and kind of exceeded our expectations. Their leaders been super. Their leaders on the crew have been super impressed with their work ethic and their ability to learn. And so this year's rising star is Dallas Shockley. All right, our next award, our next two again are new awards for us. Our safety champion, our equipment champion. Our safety champion is someone that just takes safety. It's actually, we have two people this year. We had a tie. They exemplify safety. Like I said, safety is our number one core value, and so it's someone who every day shows up and not only takes care of themselves, but also looks out for their crews and other people that are just visiting, the public, all that kind of stuff. So our first safety champion award winner is Sergio Guzman. And our second safety champion is Zay Sheldon. I won't ask your opinion about the award. Next award is our equipment champion. Along similar lines, like we talked about earlier, we do have a lot of equipment. We've purchased a lot of equipment. We try and take care of our equipment as well as we can, and that equipment allows us to do all the work that we do. So these are people that have really gone above and beyond to take care of equipment, do their inspections, and really just exemplify excellence in that area. So our first equipment champion is Hayden McAnally. And our next equipment champion, this again won't be any surprise, he does a lot of work to keep our equipment running on a daily basis. So our next equipment champion is Steve Baldwin. All right, our next award, love the applause. The next award is our Team Player Award. Again, a new award that we've added this year. Someone that goes above and beyond the job description, isn't afraid to do stuff that's not what they're normally called to do. If someone needs help on a different crew, anything like that, they're willing to jump in and help out wherever needed. So our first Team Player Award goes to Andy Austin. Our next team player I don't believe he's here, but we're still going to honor him. He is a huge help on our Jacksonville job. He's kind of all over the place. I've heard nothing but good things about, hey, if we need him here, he's here in a minute. If we need him to move something here or there, whatever we need, he's always ready and willing to help. No questions asked. So I'm going to ask Robert to come up to accept the award for Santos Rodriguez. He does exist, we just didn't have a picture for him. Robert's going to pick out a prize for him. I need everyone on Santos' crew to make sure it actually gets to him. All right, our next award is our Leadership Excellence Award. So these are leaders within the company that really go above and beyond again and just really focus on taking us forward, and not just taking themselves forward, but taking their crews or their teams forward, as well as advancing the company into where it is. And again, you're not going to be surprised. These are two of our strongest leaders in the company. And so I'm proud to announce our first Leadership Excellence Award for Jason Morrison. Second Leadership Excellence Award, again, no surprise, he's really spearheaded our growth in the last couple of years. Honor for me to announce our second Leadership Excellence Award for Jonathan Stallmaker. Is Charlie still here? Charlie, if you could come forward. This next award is what we call our Charlie Weaver Lifetime Achievement Award. So this is for employees who have been here over 25 years and have really just dedicated their lives and their careers to Weaver Bailey, and we wouldn't be where we are without them, their sacrifices and their day-to-day work. This person, again, won't be a surprise. He's literally shed blood, sweat, and tears for this company for over 50 years, which in itself, doing anything for 50 years is seriously impressive, and he's done it for 54. I think you already kind of know who I'm talking about, but it is an honor and a privilege to work side by side with him. And I don't think anyone knows any more about concrete in the state or in the country than Mr. Woody. So. I think that deserves a standing ovation for You want a speech, Woody? And then our last award, I apologize, we're going a little long, but our last award is our Crew of the Year. And so this one, again, all these awards are nominated by our leadership team and our supervisors out in the field, and then voted on. And this crew, again, has gone above and beyond, has really taken their job, a big job, and has really been successful and gone above and beyond expectations. and really looked for innovative ways to do what we do. So it's my honor and privilege to award the Crew of the Year to the whole crew of Jimmy Roberts. And with the Crew of the Year award, like we did last year, we've got a cash pool that we're going to give to Jimmy. And again, we'll make sure that it gets to the employees. We're gonna use that for a cookout, a special cookout for that crew. So we'll be looking forward to that. So now that we are done with the awards, let's give one more round of applause for all our award winners. So we still have a bunch of award prizes over there, and I don't want to take them back to Sam's or Home Depot. So we're going to go ahead and just raffle them off for the heck of it. So everyone that checked in on time is in the raffle. If you get picked, if you hear your name, go ahead and come on up. We're going to give you a ticket. You'll take it over there and get a prize. So our first name, we're going to go kind of rapid fire. So if you hear your name, come up and grab a ticket. First person, Matt McCullough. Yep, come on up. Next one is Mark Antonio. Come on up. And you'll want to hurry so that you don't, it's first come, first serve over there. So, Alan Ryder. There you go.
Hey.
Next one, Heather Antonio. Next one, Zach Heisler. Next one, Lauder Catena. Freddie Mejia Lopez. Yep, take your prize over there. Your ticket. Next one, I don't know if I should give him one, but Randy Wiedauer. Next one, Adiel Alvarado. Dennis Sechemende. Raimundo de la Cruz. Is it Jaime or Jamie Bencourt? He's already got one. Dalen Thomas. Kim Rowland. Lane Bowles. All right, we're going to double check to see how many items we have left. So hold on just a second. All right, we're gonna go rapid fire here. We've got some smaller items left. So we're gonna go Kevin Martinez, Austin Foster, Isidoro Rodriguez, Lucas Hill, and Jose Sam. And last but not least, Gerardo Castillo. I just want to say thank you again to everybody for coming. Again, it was a great year. Looking forward to another great year. Keep working safe, keep working hard. We appreciate you more than you know, so thank y'all.